welcome back to my channel if you guys are new here. Today's video, I just wanted to do kind of a quick video. My channel is kind of confusing. I'm just now posting regularly again. Today I wanted to do a video of what am I talking about? I'm sorry. Easy care plants, some of them basic, some of them not that basic, because I know there's a lot of basic ones, but I figured some people watching this video might not be like super into plants, so maybe you don't know about these. And there's a few of them that maybe aren't so popular. I think majority of them are, but still, I'm trying my best. Okay, the first plant I actually don't have. I wish I had one. I want to get one really bad. Next time I see one, I'm definitely getting one. An Aglaonema. I love Aglaonemas. They're so pretty, especially the silver bays. I know those are super easy to find, but I don't have the big box stores around me. I haven't seen one unless they're in the huge like planters. I don't want one that big. So I think I'm gonna have to wait and be patient and wait for one to pop up. But they're gorgeous and they don't need a lot of light. They don't need a lot of water, so they're amazing for beginners and they don't need high humidity at all. But I sadly don't have that with me. So now these ones up here are extremely basic. We have spider plants. Basic plants are usually basic for a reason. That's because they're cheap, easy to find, easy to care for, grow quickly. Spider plant are so easy to care for. I just keep this hanging up in my window. They don't want direct light, so if you do have a south facing window or any window that does get like direct light hitting your plant, you probably want curtains or put it a little bit farther back from your window. But for me, I have a east facing window, so I don't get any direct sunlight ever. So I don't have to worry about that. I got this guy from Lowe's for $14. And he's huge, by the way. And he's got little babies coming. And that's how you propagate these guys. They will grow babies off the tip. And eventually you can cut them off, stick them in water, and they'll root. And I just water it when it dries out. Like if I notice this really light, I'll water it. Can get brown tips. Mine doesn't really have them yet because I just got him not that long ago. Well, there is one. It's from water. If you use tap water, there's chemicals in it that the plant doesn't like. It's not gonna kill your plant by any means, but it doesn't like it. So I guess if you want to use filtered water, do it, but I'm not using filtered water on my plants, so they're just gonna have to have brown tips. Next plant, this one is kind of a category. Any type of hanging philodendron or a hanging pothos. A philodendron Brazil, this is probably my favorite hanging plant. Look at this guy. This is an 8-inch pot and I got it for I think, here we go, 8 inch for $15. This huge philodendron Brazil. I got it from Lowe's. I love going to Lowe's. And this is just, no, this guy was actually at Walmart. But they do sell these at Lowe's. And he just hangs up in my window alongside the spider plant. But these can be in low light. They might not grow very fast and they'll get spindly. It's not prime conditions at all, but lower light, it will survive. I have some hanging up here. Just a heartleaf philodendron, which isn't as striking as the Brazil because the Brazil has these gorgeous leaves. I'm trying to get one in frame. But this is just kind of like the not as exciting sister plant. Heart-shaped leaves, grows super fast. Obviously, the lower light you give it, the slower it'll grow, but it still grows pretty quickly for me. And to propagate these, you just cut them out the node, stick them in water. I have a few of them that are propagating. I have a golden pothos, the most basic plant you can think of. Also low lights, there are Oh, sorry, I'm reaching for this one. Scindapsus. This is a Scindapsus pictus who's rooting in water right now, so he's a little bit curly. But he has beautiful silver leaves, and they can take lower light. This one is a philodendron. It's either a narrow or a jungle boogie. I'm not quite sure which one, but he's gorgeous. The leaf shape on this guy. They're gonna prefer high to medium indirect light. Probably even a little bit direct light for this guy. But it is super easy to care for. I let it dry out completely, like bone dry, and then I soak it. And he's even putting out a new leaf for me. Majority of philodendron are going to be easy to care for. Like this Burle Marx philodendron, super easy, man. This dude was one of the first plants I ever bought, and he's still with me. That's saying a lot because I used to drown my plants. I would give them water almost every day. And this guy made it. He's a little bit worse for wear, but he's still here. Got this new leaf that came out when we moved, so it's a little bit like But he's also giving me a new leaf right here, which is pretty impressive because it's the middle of December. If you give this guy medium to bright light, he will take off. He is sitting like kind of in a grow light, but not really in my room. Because like I said, I have an east-facing window, so anything that's not right up at my window, I kind of need a grow light for, at least, unless it's a snake plant. But this philodendron Burle Marx doesn't need super bright light. And like all philodendron, I let it dry out completely and then soak it. It doesn't need high humidity. Most plants will do better in high humidity environments, but nothing's gonna happen to this guy if you don't do it. And I think the leaf shape's just so fun. Like, it's pretty unique, and the leaves are naturally so glossy. I do need to dust them because anything with big leaves like this, dust just sits on it, but it's gorgeous, and I paid $10 for a cutting of this guy on Etsy. Next up is a dream plant that I finally got my hands on. They're not that hard to find, but I just didn't want to pay like a lot for them. It's a Micans. He's a little bit dry right now, so the leaves are a bit curled, but these leaves are beautiful in velvet, and oh my gosh, the new leaves come in this kind of like dark maroon color. Gorgeous. This was $10, and I could cut him right now and make him a little bit bushier. And he probably does need upsize because he's in this tiny 2-inch pot, and I can see his roots in there. Which is probably why he dried out so quickly, because I watered him a few days ago, and he definitely needs water again because he's like curling. Any vining plant like this, their leaves will wilt or curl in like this, and that means they need water. So this guy's kind of yelling at me, saying, hey, dude, water me. These guys, I would definitely put them in medium to bright light. I wouldn't put it in low light just because they would get like super tiny leaves, and they definitely do better in medium to bright light. And these guys I find don't really like a whole bunch of humidity. I think it's because of the velvety leaves that it doesn't want moisture sitting on the leaves or like in the air with it. So maybe move it a little bit tiny back, like away from your humidifier if you do have one. Next up is a Pilea peperomoides. This plant is so cute, I find, when it's a baby, but then when it grows older, I feel like it's not as cute. That's why I bought him in the smallest size I could find. He was like $3. These are so cheap, and they produce little babies once they get bigger that sprout out. So cute. And free plants, you can give them to people. It's called the friendship plant because you can give them away. The leaves are so cool. I mean, they're circles, like little saucers. And when they do get thirsty, the leaves will flop like this, like all of them. And that's when I water it. These guys do like higher light, medium to bright light, not direct, indirect. Next up is a type of fern. If you know anything about plants, you probably know stay away from ferns. Please. But this guy, a bird's nest fern, is a whole different story. My room is 40 to 50 humidity. I do have a humidifier. I never run it, I'll be honest. I never run that thing. This guy's still alive. Basically, I let him dry out. His leaves, they'll go super pale and flop over. And I'm like, okay, he needs water. And he comes back every time. He grows slowly. He's a fern, that's kind of what they do. He sits close to my window, but not super close. And he puts out a few fronds. He would probably grow faster if I gave him higher humidity, and better lighting, but he's doing okay. He's surviving, which is big for ferns because me and ferns usually don't mesh together, but they're always so beautiful. So get yourself a bird's nest fern. This one's a big guy, a Philodendron Rojo Congo. This guy is perfect in all ways. Beautiful dark green leaves, and the new leaves come in red. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. He doesn't have a new leaf for me to show you, but he's fantastic. I mean, these leaves. And like I said, a philodendron, so I barely ever water this guy. Maybe every 2-3 weeks, and he does great. He sits by my east-facing window. He doesn't grow extremely fast. When he was sitting in front of my south-facing window, he grew quicker. But these guys can tolerate medium light. Low light might be pushing it. It might not ever do anything there, to be honest. But I think it should live. So if you have medium to bright light, I would say get yourself one of these. I got him at Lowe's. Look at this leaf next to my face. Pretty big. I got him at Lowe's and he was $15. He was labeled as a Philodendron Birkin, which clearly this is not a Birkin. I think Birkins are ugly, but you know. Whatever. This is the only plant on the list that needs bright light. It is a Hoya. Hoya Crimson Princess, Hoya Crimson Queen. In my opinion, those are the easiest to take care of. This is a Hoya Crimson Princess. They're also really easy to come across. I found it at Walmart. And the leaves are gorgeous. It has pink stems. But these guys, I barely ever water them. Dry out completely. They have really thick, succulent leaves. But when you're able to fold them in, that's when you should water them. That's what I do, and they thrive for me. I do have it directly under a grow light. Unless you have a south-facing window, you probably should have some supplemental lighting, or else, I mean, these plants need bright light. So it's, like I said, the only plant on here that needs bright light to grow. So that is it for my beginner's plant list. I know a lot of these were basic, but I'm hoping that this can be great for people just getting into plants, because you don't have to just have pothos or just have spider plants. It's a great starting plant because they're cheap, because you are going to kill plants when you start out. Trust me, I killed at least 20. So if you buy like $5 plants, killing them, it's not devastating as a $30 plant would be. So I do recommend starting out with something easy from this list and working your way up to more difficult plants. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Maybe down below you can comment your favorite beginner houseplants or houseplants that were supposed to be easy and you killed anyways. If you liked the video, if you like plants, books, art, makeup, outfits, basically anything, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I love doing all different types of videos. So I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this video. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you for my next video. Goodbye.